Hello, hello, my beautiful Cancers. This is your general tarot and oracle card forecast for the week of April the 27th to May the 3rd. Can you believe it? We're actually coming into the first week of May. So let's see what your download message is here for today and the theme of your reading. Let's see what we have here for you, Cancers. You have been given transformation. Okay, change is coming in. Let's see what we've got here. We're going to move these over just a little bit more. So we've got a little bit more room here. Okay, so coming in with your tarot cards, Spirit and Guides, what do Cancer need to see, know, and expect as, again, they navigate through another week? So let's see what we have here for you. All right. Okay, so coming in with your first card, you've been given the Tower, followed by the Lovers, followed by the Two of Pentacles. In the focus part of the reading, you have the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Coming in your center position, help, hurdle, or challenge, you have the Strength, the Temperance, and you've got that beautiful Ace of Pentacles. All right. Messages from Spirit and your guides. You've got the Knight of Cups, the Page of Swords, and you've got the Two of Swords. The end of the week, possible future energy. You have the Seven of Cups, you have the Seven of Swords, and you have the Three of Cups. Okay, Cancer, what can we see for this week? Well, first of all, you're going through a change. There's transformation. Something's shifting. Your energy is about to change. You're changing the way you do things, the way you think about things. You could be going through a complete transformation of your personal life, where you're going to live, how you're going to live, who you're going to live with. Transformation is change. It's evolving. It's growth. It's adapting to that change. And it's going to be quite transformative. You know, that's the word they throw at me. I know it says transformation. We all know what that means. But you're going through almost like a metamorphosis. You feel as though you're not the same person you were. Okay? That's what I'm trying to get through here and portray. That's okay. Transformation is often beautiful. We always think of the butterfly going through that metamorphosis, going through the hard times first, not such nice times, ugly times, and then all of a sudden it emerges and everything opens up to it. And it's a beautiful new way of, you know, looking at things. But you're changing things. Things are going to be different for you. Now, in your first card, which is your life or career card, you've been given authority. And it says here, clashes with the boss or a challenge to your power will compel you to respond. Choose peaceful solutions if you can. So some of you, there might be a little bit of, a battle of wills at work. Maybe you have to speak to somebody, your boss or HR or anybody there that is above you. Don't get caught up in it. Try to bite your tongue. If this is your bread and butter, coming in every week, you want to be mindful of that. But you need to speak your piece and be truthful as well. We can be direct without being abrasive. So you stand up for yourself by all means, but be mindful of how you do it, okay? So like I always tell you, don't go into the heat of the moment with the roar of the lion, because sometimes we get caught up in that emotion and we say things that we can't take back. So just be mindful if you're having any debates, any discussions with your boss. Now, coming in with that is the Two of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Tower. So the Two of Pentacles, what is this telling me? This is telling me something's going to drastically change. There's going to be change. You're going through transformation. Maybe it has to do with somebody on a personal level in your life. Maybe you're rebuilding a better foundation with an individual, a partner, somebody there, whether it's business or it's love. There will be two decisions, two choices, two options, and two offers that you might be subjected to having to consider and think about and process. But this is a card of taking yourself to balance, because right now you may be feeling you're juggling a lot of balls in the air, okay? Now, we know the Tower is all about change, transformation, sudden change. Something might abruptly happen in your life that ends. And now you're faced with, what do I do? So it's about you sitting and having that time to think about what it is you want to do, where you want to go, and how you want to make this a bigger, better, stronger foundation for you as you move forward. And that's okay. All right. Sometimes this change was inevitable, and sometimes it hits you blindsided. But whatever it is, you're going to be rebuilding a better foundation. Whatever was here wasn't permanent, and it was on an unsteady foundation to begin with. Now, the Lovers, as I had said, making mindful and wise decisions and choices based on an emotional level. And often it's our heart level. We make these decisions. Now, you know me, I'm always saying, let your head lead your heart. This is something here where you might be coming up against some sort of opposing energy or disagreements or different opinions and different ways of looking at things with someone, like a partner in love or in business. Now, for others, this could be just connecting with your partner in life, your love. A new one may be possibly coming in for some of you. Now, the Two of Pentacles, as I had said, is about you juggling. Maybe you're juggling money from one account to the other. Maybe you're juggling time. Maybe you have to be more mindful of the dates on your calendar moving forward. Things might happen all of a sudden that makes you have to act. So you have to be prepared for that, okay? This card says that, you will be making these choices and decisions on an easy level. It isn't going to be difficult for you to do that. Coming in with your focus part of the reading, which is also your career and your money card, you've been given the Moon. And the Moon says fleeting funds, unknown source, being guided. Your career could involve moonlighting, odd jobs, night shift, and part-time. So some of you might be taking on a secondary job. It might be a passive income. Maybe you're helping out with someone, maybe in the family business, or maybe you've decided that you're going to step in while somebody's absent and take on their position. Whatever this situation is, you're going to find that you may be also wanting to take on a secondary passive income to keep the money flowing in your bank account. Something could come in here and you feel guided to go towards this. You feel guided to, maybe you're going to start something on your own. Maybe you have a website. Maybe you've been sitting there waiting to get out there and do what you want to do. And now is the perfect time for you to do that. You may be able to make yourself a little bit of extra money. And you might be asked to work overtime. It says moonlighting. You could be doing jobs at more, putting in more hours as well, odd jobs, and maybe, like I say, a night shift. But this will only be part-time for some of you. Now, coming in with that, you have the Five of Cups, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Page of Pentacles. So here's your offer. Here's your offer and good news about money. You could be the one that's initiating that move, trying to create more money in your income and raise you up in that next tax bracket. Now, that can come by going back to school and taking an extra form of, new course of study, adding to your resume, adding to your website, adding to what you have to give out there in your career. But this is also hearing about good news to do with finances. So you may be pleased this week that happens. But I think a lot of you are proactive and you're out there trying to create this on your own. Don't worry about the past. The past is this card of crying over spilt milk. You could be reminiscing, thinking about the past, and it might bring back sadness and remorse and regrets. The what ifs, the how comes. We can't change that. That's history, right? But we all fall prey to that periodically in our down moments, right? When we're feeling not 100%, we start to reminisce, and when we have that time to get up in our head, this card says, wipe up that spilt milk. It's history. Just learn from the lesson. And the lesson and the message that we're getting here is look for the prize, look for the big prize, look for the big outcome that's coming in. You still have opportunities, and they are going to come because you've got the Nine of Pentacles, and that represents walking in your garden of abundance, being able to be clear-minded and open-eyed to see new things coming in. Often this represents a falcon that they carry in the graphics on most card decks, and he's wearing a hood. And that is our warning that we need to open our eyes. Be open to all options. See everything from a wider, broader perspective. Be open to, walking in that garden of abundance and picking from all those trees, all those options, all those opportunities that could be there. Don't ignore them because you could be missing something out at the end of the day. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is beautiful. It says don't be afraid to go out and buy yourself some little trinket, some little luxury item. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Now, coming in the center position, which also is your help, hurdle, and challenge card, you have empowerment. And empowerment comes with the key. And the keys, the keys represent mindset shifts that will unlock abundance and help you to create your timeline of ultimate prosperity. So, Are you ready to fully step into your power and accept all the responsibility that comes with it? You carry the key to do that, okay? You have the ability to have free will to go after what you want, but we have to activate ourselves. We have to go after it, be proactive. You're stepping into your empowerment. I think you're able now to walk through doors of opportunity with confidence this week. Now, with that comes in your Ace of Pentacles, your Temperance, and your Strength card. Standing in your strength, letting the powers that be know who you are and the talents and the gifts that you have therein. Now, also, this says you can catch more bees with honey. So again, as I had said earlier, be mindful when in discussions, debates, and conversations, especially in a heated one, you don't lose it. Okay, don't lose it. Don't get caught up in that heat of the moment with the roar of the lion and just start saying things that we know we can't take back, because words are things that don't get forgotten. Now, look at things in a more compassionate, understanding, and patient way. Okay, be tolerant here. Listen to the other side of the story. Temperance says, take yourself to center, just breathe. Maybe you've been pushing yourself too hard, and it's time for you to do some meditative work, or just close the door from the outside noise and think about what it is you want to do. And these are your personal choices. Remember, you're one fingerprint in time, and you alone can create this. Now, Spirit's got your back. You may be doing more prayer work, more meditative work, sitting down and talking to your guides and angels and Spirit in general, but they've got your back. They're saying don't do anything in a big hurry. This is doing things in moderation, okay? Don't rush in. Don't jump in. Don't leap, okay? Don't launch yourself into something without being prepared. So take your time and balance yourself. Boy, you could be hearing about some wonderful news here, some news that has to do with maybe your job and your career. You could be thinking about signing a business contract. Maybe you're thinking about moving up in your job or taking on a new job altogether. This card is also indicative of hearing good news about things in your material life, but it can also be good acquaintances, people whose company that you may be in that can set you up to be in the right place at the right time with the right people to perhaps achieve this money. So this card comes in as time, effort, support, love, and maybe even more money coming in. But aces are the beginnings of all things in all suits, and this one has to do with probably your career moving forward. Beautiful. Now, coming in with messages from Spirit and our guides, you've been given change, transition, and transformation. Look at that. Okay, we talked about the butterfly. So something's changing, and it's going to be quite drastic this week or in the near future as we move forward. But it's all good change. I mean, when it shows the butterfly coming out of the hard times and evolving and having the freedom and the liberation to go after what it wants and be free, this is what's going to happen for you. So all of a sudden you take a breath of relief. It's over. I can now move forward. I feel so much free. I feel better. So you're going through a change. There will be change. We talked about that here, and it might be sudden with the Tower card. So let's see what we have here. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Knight of Cups. So you might be getting up in your head a little bit. You might be conflicted about some decision that you have to make or a choice, and you really don't want to do it. You would rather someone else did, but you're not seeing the picture in complete clarity. Once you do, you will. Sometimes it takes someone from outside the box, a mediator, to lay the cards in a fair and equitable manner on the table where you can see what you have to gain and lose, okay? Is the battle worth the risk, okay? But you do need a decision and a choice to make here. Once you see it, you'll be able to make it. Page of Swords comes in. Yeah, you're going to hear something really quick. This is usually a message coming in abruptly, and often it's delivered by somebody who doesn't really have a lot of finesse and tact. But don't attack the messenger, okay? You might be wondering why you're hearing it from them and how you heard it from them. But this is a card that says it will create some curiosity, and you will want to move towards this. It may cause a pause and a delay in your plans, because this is something you're going to have to deal with now. Okay, but it's exciting to you. The Knight of Cups comes in. You could be swept off your feet by someone who's coming in, and you could fall madly in love with this individual. Or they could be bringing something to the table of life that you're going to love. Some information. They're very creative. They're very artistic. They're very psychic themselves. This Knight of Cups is also very adaptable. This is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And often they are very adaptable and can fit into any norm that you want. Okay, any niche. Now, coming in at the end of the week, which is your help hurdle and your, no, it's not. This is your future energy, and it is an angel card. You've got 3 5s, and this is very special to me when the 5s, it takes my breath away because it's a special number, and I've mentioned it before, but it is my life number too. Again, we talked about transformation. We talked about change. You've got the change card again. And that's what 5s are. Remember, often the 5s in the tarot deck, especially the 5 of Pentacles, is that card of change and struggles, but we can find the resources to resolve them. So this says growth, resilience, transformation, again, purpose, renewal, breakthrough, and creative energy. So you're about to level up. Although it may not feel easy at first, this challenge is preparing you for greater things that align with your highest good. This is the why you've been seeking. Keep pushing forward. There's a reward waiting for you at the end of the journey. So this change is going to benefit you. It's something that you have worked for, you've manifested, and you want it, and it's coming. Now you've got the 3 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Cups. Now let's jump right in with the 7 of Swords. That's deception. Somebody could be a bit deceptive. They might not be truly honest. They could be portraying to be somebody who they're not, or maybe nicey nice, your best friend. Well, you know what I've told you before, not everybody, especially at work, or is our best friend. But this card comes in as a warning, but you see it. You have the ability, or you're going to be warned by this individual, by someone about this individual. This is a card of deception. Somebody is out there only for their own agenda. They may come on nice. They may be trying to coerce or coax you or charm you into something. Don't buy it. Walk away. The 3 of Cups comes in and says, yes, it's time to celebrate this new transformation, this new beginning, this feeling of empowerment and moving forward. It's all about that. Sisterhood, brotherhood, family, friends, colleagues. You're going to get together and want to celebrate. It could be an event. It could be something that you've been invited to, or you may be just celebrating yourself and what's going on in your life. The 7 of Cups comes in, and that is a card of confusion a little bit. You may be feeling overwhelmed. There's so much on your plate right now. When this sudden change happens, all of a sudden now you're running around trying to get everything organized. Remember, take yourself to center and balance yourself, okay? Now, the choices here are, what do you pick? Okay, well, obviously everything that glitters isn't gold, and if it looks too good to be true, chances are it is. So be mindful. What's going to last the test of time? What is going to benefit you to your greater good? And then you'll be able to make that choice and decision. Well, my beautiful, beautiful Cancers, this is your general reading for today, and I wish you a great remainder to today and a beautiful, optimistic, healthy, happy, prosperous, and successful week. And always know I stand in this circle of love and light for you, and I'll see you soon, my beautiful, beautiful Cancers.